good blessings, my brothers and sisters in this truth. All praises to the Most High. Through our Savior's name, let's get our swords out the mud. Brothers and sisters, let's get into the book of 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 5. 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 5. At Gibeon, the Most High appeared to Solomon in a dream by night. And the Most High said, "Ask, what shall I give you?" And Solomon said, "You have shown great mercy to your servant David, my father, because he walked before you in truth, in righteousness, and in uprightness of heart with you. You have continued this great kindness for him, and you have given him a son to sit on his throne, as it is this day. Now, O Most High, my Father," and that's his Father who art in heaven, "you have made your servant king instead of my father David. But I am a little child. I do not know how to go out or come in." So this is Solomon, asking the Most High for wisdom. Solomon is not leaning on his own understanding. So he's asking for the Most High's blessing to strengthen him with wisdom. My brothers and sisters. And Solomon is being humble once again. He's not leaning on his own understanding. He wants the Most High's understanding for how to lead as a king. My brothers and sisters. Get back to this read, verse 8. "And your servant is in the midst of your people whom you have chosen, a great people, too numerous to be numbered or counted. Therefore give to your servant an understanding heart to judge your people." I'm going to run that back, verse 9. "Therefore give to your servant an understanding." And that servant is Solomon. "Therefore give to your servant an understanding heart to judge your people." An understanding heart to judge your people, that I may discern between good and evil. For who is able to judge this great people of yours? The speech pleased the Most High, that Solomon had asked this thing. Then the Most High said to him, "Because you have asked this thing and have not asked long life for yourself, nor have asked riches for yourself, nor have asked the life of your enemies." Run that back. "Because you have asked this thing." And what did Solomon ask the Most High for? Understanding heart to judge his people. that I may discern between good and evil. So that pleased the Most High. Then the Most High said to him, because you have asked this thing and have not asked long life for yourself, nor have asked riches for yourself, nor have asked the life of your enemies, but have asked for yourself understanding to discern justice. Behold, I have done according to your words. See, I have given you a wise and understanding heart, so that there has not been anyone like you before you, nor shall any like you arise after you. And I have also given you what you have not asked. Hold on, what? What the Most High say? Verse 13. First Kings chapter 3, verse 13. And I have also given you what you have not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be anyone like you among the kings all your days. So if you walk in my ways to keep my statutes and my commandments, as your father David walked, then I will lengthen your days. I'm going to run that one back. Verse 14. So if you walk in my ways, not in your own ways. So if you walk in my ways to keep my statutes and my commandments as your father David walked, then I will lengthen your days. Then Solomon awoke, and indeed it had been a dream. You know, that's them scoffers and them wicked. It was all a dream. Sound familiar? Run that back. Verse 15. Then Solomon awoke, and indeed it had been a dream. And he came to Jerusalem and stood before the ark of the covenant of the Most High, offered up burnt offerings, offered peace offerings, and made a feast for all his servants. Now, two women who were harlots came to the king and stood before him. And one woman said, "O my king, this woman and I dwell in the same house, and I gave birth while she was in the house. Then it happened the third day after I had given birth that this woman also gave birth. And we were together. No one was with us in the house except the two of us in the house. Verse 19. And this woman's son died in the night because she lay on him. So the woman had laid on her son, rolled over on him, accidentally. And her son died. Verse 20. So she arose in the middle of the night and took my son from my side while your maidservant slept and laid him in her bosom. And laid her dead child in my bosom. So this conniving woman right here, this conniving harlot, this deceiving harlot right here, tried to do the switcheroo one time. Verse 21. And when I rose in the morning to nurse my son, there he was dead. But when I had examined him in the morning, indeed, he was not my son, whom I had born. You say, hey, that's what it is. Hey, mama knows her child. Mama knows her child. Verse 22. Then the other woman said, no, but the living one is my son, and the dead one is your son. And the first woman said, no, but the dead one is your son, and the living one is my son. Thus they spoke before the king. And the king said, mind you, Solomon asked the Most High for wisdom. My brothers and sisters, Solomon asked the Most High for an understanding heart to judge. his people, that he may discern between good and evil. Let's get back to this read. Verse 23. And the king said, the one says, this is my son who lives, and your son is the dead one. And the other says, no, but your son is the dead one, and my son is the living one. Then the king said, bring me a sword. So they brought a sword before the king. And the king said, divide the living child in two, and give half to one and half to the other. So Solomon, like, this is how we gonna do this. We gonna divide the child so both y'all can be happy, right? Get back to this read. Then the woman whose son was living spoke to the king, for she yearned with compassion for her son. And she said, O my king, give her the living child, and by no means kill him. But the other said, let him be neither mine nor yours, but divide him. Now, that's a wicked harlot right there. That's a wicked harlot. She gonna say slaughter the baby. You know, because she don't really care anyways. She's spiteful because her child is gone. Once you spiteful and envious, that's why that leads to wickedness. It is wickedness. It leads to destruction. My brothers and sisters. You know, once when somebody ain't got that, when theirs ain't right, they want to bring everybody else down. It ain't even about them trying to be happy. They want everybody to be miserable. Wickedness, jealousy leads to wickedness. Jealousy is wickedness, and it nothing, and that's all it does. It's nothing. It's nothing. It is no light. Straight darkness. My brothers and sisters. And that is so strong in the world, the spirit of the world. Don't matter. You in the world, no, on any level, you're gonna have that misery. Misery wants company. Come from the world. Get back to this read. Verse 27. So the king answered and said, give the first woman the living child, and by no means kill him. She is his mother. And all Israel heard of the judgment which the king had rendered, and they feared the king. For they saw that the wisdom of the Most High was in him to administer justice. So my brothers and sisters, once again, come from the world. It produces bad fruit. It produces destruction. It produces misery. This is no movie. But the world steals. That worldly spirit steals. That worldly spirit deceives. My brothers and sisters, my mom, she was like, go ahead and pour that out. Mama said, go ahead. You know, because we was fellowshipping over the phone. And she referenced this scripture a few times. And, just reference it to the coldness of the world, how it is today. Just cold. To only care for yourself. Not to do the will of the Most High, but to do your own will. So, which is destruction, which is rebellion. against the Most High whenever you lean on your own understanding. So my brothers and sisters, I love you, my brothers and sisters. We must walk in the Most High's way, the highway, not my way. We must keep the Most High's statutes and commandments. Ain't no falling off. Ain't no tripping to fall. No. No. My brothers and sisters, the only time you fall is because you tripping over your own understanding. Whenever you on your own understanding, there will be a consequence. So you're going to be tripping, and therefore you will fall. So my brothers and sisters, as long as we walking with the Most High, we ain't going to trip. You comprehend? We ain't going to trip, and we ain't going to fall for deception. We ain't going to fall for devices of the evil one. We're not going to fall for immoral behavior. My brothers and sisters, I love you. Y'all stay prayerful and keep your lamps filled with light.